Hey there, everybody. I'm Bob, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming, the show where I'm usually doing something incredibly intelligent or astoundingly stupid in Age of Wonders 3. I want to get started by talking about before we get to the subject of my occasional astounding stupidity, I do want to mention that in the last episode I talked about episode spacing and stuff like that. It's going to be kind of a little bit back and forth, but I think in general, like when I'm doing 3 episodes in a week, I'll probably try to keep them closer together just to give you guys more time to do your comments. Um, but in this particular case, I'm probably again going to be gone next weekend. I'm hoping to do at least 4 episodes today. So when that happens, I'll probably space them out some more. So just so you guys know what's going on. But in any case, let's talk about this battle right here in this ziggurat where I got these fancy golden dragons. Could have had 3 because I made a terrible mistake and accidentally killed. There's 3 gold dragons and a phoenix, and I killed the 2 other units that I didn't care about first, which made it impossible for me to true resurrect whatever the final unit was that I was going to kill because the battle ended. What I did not realize was that during the course of that battle, and I knew this at the time, an eldritch horror died, but by the end of the battle, I forgot to resurrect it. And that was an eldritch horror with at least 1 champion level, because my druid here used to have 2. And I have no idea why I forgot to resurrect that. It would have been a very easy, simple thing to do. It just completely slipped my mind. I lost not only an Eldritch Horror, but a potential Golden Dragon in that battle. So not exactly my finest moment, but I do want to thank both DK and Blurry Inner Vision for bringing that up, just so I kind of know, just so I'm aware of what kind of mistakes that I'm making. Hopefully we can avoid similar problems when what's his name, the warlord Garen, I think, is that Garen? Yeah, he's on his way to this ziggurat and that one, so hopefully we can avoid some similar problems out there. Also, by the way, I noticed there's something in the water here, but it's just a single elf-mounted archer, so I'm not really too worried about him. Let's get into the comments for this week. So insert username did mention that the Gazer's Eye might give a point to a different damage channel if the equipped item doesn't do if the equipped ranged item that I'm using doesn't do physical damage. So let's, for example, test this on Artica, which is somewhere. Oh, she's right here. So Artica's got that Gazer's Eye, and she's got the Fairy Fire Wand. And if I use the Fairy Fire Wand, I'm currently doing 2 poison, 2, 6, 3, 2, and 3. If I drop that, I'm now doing 2, 6, 3, 2, and 3. So, yeah, I wanted to run this little test. Apparently that doesn't seem to be the case, although I can see where insert username was coming from with this comment, because I know I've seen a similar mechanic to this, where like, if something adds a point to range damage, it sometimes adds it to like whatever the primary range damage is. But in this case, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. I would think it should add 1 physical damage to this, but it's not. So I'm actually not really sure. Maybe it's because this is an item I crafted. But yeah, it doesn't make a difference whether I'm holding that Gazer's Eye or not. The Fairy Fire Wand is doing the same amount of damage. And I wonder if it's because that's the item I crafted. What about the Frost Breath item? That's 2, 23, and 2. So I know that's, yeah, because the Frost Breath item is definitely benefiting from the Quiver of Mortality. Although the Frost Breath item isn't one I made, the Quiver of Mortality is. So, 2, 23, and 2. And then let's just look at the Sun Disc too. That's 2, 25, and 2. Let's try dropping that again. Yeah, see, the Gazer's Eye is not actually affecting any of Artica's damage. I mean, I'll let her hang on to it for now because there's not really any reason to give it up at the moment. But yeah, I don't know really what's going on there. So I just thought it would be an interesting little test to do on camera to see how that worked. From All-Terrain Killer Shark, which, by the way, is an awesome name, and Blurry Inner Vision, Break Control can remove Immobilize. Okay. During one of the battles in the recent 3 episodes, one of my units got immobilized, and I was like, I don't think Break Control will work on that. Well, actually, it doesn't show you here, because I looked it up, and Immobilize, as listed in the book, doesn't specify how to get removed. It just says the unit can't move but can perform other actions, but it doesn't specify how that break control can get rid of it. But apparently it does in combat, from what I understand. And so I'll keep an eye out for that tooltip if it happens again, because I'm assuming that's what it was read on. But apparently it said right there on screen, can be removed with break control, and I just glossed right over it. So I should be paying more attention to the text on screen when making those kinds of decisions. However, in my defense, I have read the description for break control, and what it specifically says is removes all spirit debuffs, such as Panicked and Berserk, and mind control effects from a unit, and gives it strong will for one round. No one here does this make me think that it should remove Immobilize, because Immobilize, well, maybe, you know what, maybe Immobilize is a spirit debuff. Actually, it might be. I don't know. I will have to keep an eye on that. I never thought it was. I thought it was more of a physical debuff, like being entangled, but maybe it is. You know, maybe Immobilize is a spirit debuff, because you're not actually physically ensnared by anything. It's just like your mind has been broken to the point where you can't move, maybe. I guess that's maybe what they're going for. I just never read it that way before, but yeah, apparently it does specifically say it can be removed with break control. So if anyone was curious, there's that. Again, I do have to apologize. My nose is all plugged up. It's allergy season for me, so I'm gonna sound even funny, or at least funnier than I usually do. Which is part of the reason why I don't think I want to do 5 episodes today. I think I might just keep it to 4. Also, it's just kind of like, on the 5th episode, like, I start to burn out a little bit. I feel like my gameplay starts to suffer. So it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day. Like I said, at least 4 today, but if I'm feeling good after 4, maybe I'll do 5. But I would probably plan on 4 right now. So, Harzawir could use a lot of Sarah Feingold left a comment for like 6 different cities about terraforming. You guys might notice I've already started doing some of that. I think Lyrian was one of them. You can see I'm adding force. I did all that off camera. I'm leaving this path through Lyrian, by the way, open for any units that come through that don't have forestry. Because I probably want to build a road through here eventually. But yeah, Sarah pointed out like 6 different cities, so I took care of all that off camera. I didn't think you guys really wanted me to just click around a lot on screen for 5 minutes. But I do appreciate the reminder. From Impregnable, great call here. I kind of accidentally conscripted the prospector that was digging around Garragar into my forward-moving army. And where are all those units? They are... Man, the underground is just... It all looks the same to me. Like, in the overworld, I can navigate... Here's Garragar. In the overworld, I can use, like, the big lakes and stuff to navigate around. The underground just all looks the same to me. Anyway, that poor prospector is right here. Just kind of got swept up. This reminds me of, like, Lord of the Rings, when, like, Frodo and Sam are in Mordor, and, like, the orc, they just sort of, like, they're disguised as orcs, and they just kind of get swept up into the army, the squad that's moving out. That's what it reminds me of happened to this poor prospector. He just kind of like got grabbed and pulled along with the rest of the troops as they were moving forward. But yeah, I need to remember to break him off. He's still got digging to do. That's what I was doing with him, was digging to create more barons around Garragar to make the dragons happier. Also from Impregnable, I think I can just do all the comments this week right off the bat. There's not really a huge amount compared to some other weeks. So I can sell the axe with the druid. That was from Impregnable, and the druid is here. So yeah, she's got this war axe of Fangir, but I've got an item with her that gives fearsome, overwhelm, and adds some melee and spirit damage. I don't see myself using this, and my other heroes have as good, or not better, equipment. So yeah, this can be sold for a decent chunk of gold. So that's kind of nice. And then I'm going to go to the Necromancer. This also from Impregnable. In fact, the remaining comments this week will come from Impregnable. Didn't realize this book, Meandor's Autobiography, gives black bolts, which makes this wand item useless. Impregnable did mention I could send it to somebody else if I felt like they needed it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. It would take too long to get to anyone really very useful. I don't think my other heroes are kind of limited on item space. I've got really good items with a lot of people right now, so I don't see any reason why I would use or need the black bolts. I am, however, going to move this sun spear to a more primary spot on this guy's arsenal, so that I actually remember to use it. Even then, he's got so many abilities, it might still be buried. We'll see. So close that for now. Let's see. So yeah, that's actually the next comment from Impregnable, was that a lot of heroes have items and abilities that are not being used. Like Artica has, for example, well, I talked about that guy's Sun Disc. Artica's, or not Sun Disc, Sun Spear, on the Necromancer. Artica has the Sun Disc, among several other things that I'm not using properly. She's got Weakening Breath and the sun disc and frost breath, and she's got the abilities that can like give debuffs. Like for instance, she can inflict stun on a huge group of units with frost breath. Now granted, I am being really careful with Artica, so part of the reason why she hasn't used those items is because I'm not really letting her anywhere near the battle most of the time. But when she does come in, I do need to remember those are options, because a lot of times I'll have her like come in kind of at the end when things are a little bit under control. From Impregnable, 4 vassals can be absorbed, and that was, in fact, I've already kind of memorized where these all are all on the map. Asiat here can, tooltip needs to get out of my way. I'm going to say it's time for you to join my empire. And then I can get started doing all the fun upgrades and stuff to this city, which let's just do, maybe actually the observatory would be best first in this city. I kind of like that, because the siege workshop's not going to make any difference for any buildings for a while, so we'll do the observatory and then maybe the public baths and siege workshop. We'll just throw a bunch of stuff in there. Actually, once those guys finish dying, the siege workshop is going to matter. I'm probably going to summon a wisp in here. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll let the observatory trigger first, but then I'll probably summon a wisp, because once the glyphs of warding takes this out, I'll be able to go grab that and incorporate it into my city. That's one. By the way, that's the final comment from Impregnable. We'll kind of do 2 at one. The other one was keep an eye on cities that have glyphs of warding active, because they're going to have stuff cleared soon that I can literally just send a scout over and deal with. Like this city has only got 1 ogre left. That's going to be clear on the next turn, so I could get that. I don't have enough casting points to get a wisp right now, but I will soon. Although these guys actually have units nearby, so on the next turn I can get that regardless. In fact, I probably could have had that on this turn. These guys, though, were going south to do something. I don't remember what. Maybe they were going after this, because the glyphs of warding isn't going to affect that. But yeah, I think I'm going to actually just leave glyphs active on both of these cities, because invading armies are likely to come through this area. But yeah, these 3 cities were the other ones Impregnable suggested that I absorb, and I think that's probably a good idea. The only reason why I'm a little hesitant with this one is well, you know what? I don't need to be hesitant with it. I can just move the Archangel here to a spot where she can get to either city quickly if needed. Let's just check her off there and then absorb this, so that we can start getting to work on giving these cities their upgrades. These are still in sort of the east-west wall that I'm okay with turning them into my own cities. And we'll get the Builder's Hall and the Observatory, which would take 3 turns with the Builder's Hall. That will be 2. So that seems like a good first couple moves there. And then I will go ahead and get these cities as well. For you to join my empire. Time for you to join my empire. One thing that does worry me a little bit about these is that because they were I'm wondering if now that they're undefended cities, the computer would be like, oh, we can go attack them now. I have this army here, so, like, they're not completely undefended, but this is not going to stop a dreadnought invasion. But I do at least have some backup coming. Again, not enough to stop a dreadnought invasion, really, until the warlord shows up. And there's, well, I got a lot more stuff showing up in this area, so... and I think I do have some stuff queued up. In fact, those elves are queued to continue moving this way. I think I'm going to put them up here, actually. I'm going to change their direction. And that should do it. Oh wait, city awaits its fate. Sorry, I need to go back to here because I absorbed this city too, so they need orders. I think they got the builder's hall already. Let's go ahead and get the storehouse then. And then maybe an observatory, because I really would like more vision range around here. And actually a wooden wall. I would like to go wooden wall and stone wall in both of these cities fairly quickly. In fact, this one already has the wooden wall. I think I need the builder's hall before. Yeah, I need the builder's hall before the stone hall. How happy are they? They're 720. I'm going to hurry production of that builder's hall. And just in case of a happiness event, we'll throw the observatory in, I guess. This one here, I'm good with that for now, I think. I might actually go for the stone wall first here, I think. Well, I'll do that, and then we'll do the wooden wall, and then probably the stone wall. I'm going to need the observatory queued anyway, because I won't be able to build the stone wall without the wood wall being in there first. And then I've already got, yeah, that city's taken care of. So I'm going to throw down a quick save here, and we'll get this party started. I think that's all the comments from last week, so I appreciate everybody's feedback. Let's go ahead and carry on with whatever the heck it was we were doing. I guess the big thing at the end of the last episode was me taking over Soror with Mogwai, or with Iggy's army. And now we're just sort of waiting for Ganon to make his move, hopefully to come running in and try to take it back. I think Iggy's army is strong enough they could probably defend that city, and I think I might just sit on it for a while until I know where Ganon is. If Ganon puts himself in a bad situation, then I'll probably go after him. You know what? It just crossed my mind that I need a wisp. And I can start summoning that now before I forget to use up the remainder of my magic on this turn. Except I can't find Summon Wisp. Where is Summon? Summon Eldrator, Archangel, Phantasm. Oh, the Wisp is right here. There we go. I wanted to get that started before. Wait, did that say it take 20? They didn't disjunct Age of Magic, did they? I don't think so. I guess a Wisp would normally be 40, wouldn't it? I think it would normally be 40. Okay. Raise the Leader Festival. Yay, money. Thanks, guys. Meet the friendly village of all sorts of stuff. Mord has grown into a metropolis. I already took care of that up there. A little bit of terraforming that Sarah mentioned. Be honored to. So this one. Are these guys saved to absorb yet? I think these guys might be. I think I've cleared all the stuff in the general area. I don't see any more monster spawners. Because there was one up here. I took care of it. Unless there's something out over there. But I've got this army coming down now. I think it's safe to absorb them. Yeah, because there were, like, eldritch animals running around here, and there used to be a haunted boneyard there, but now things are nice and safe here. So we'll do, I guess, start with a builder's hall. And they kind of need just a little bit more production, if I can squeeze it out somewhere. Because the builder's hall will take that from 75 to 95, but that's still not enough to build a lot of stuff in one turn. Maybe, I guess when the city grows, maybe I'll actually do the storehouse first here. And then maybe even... I'll put the Builder's Hall in after that, and we can reevaluate later if we need to. A city awaits its fate. We're just gonna absorb this one. Got no problem bringing some orcs into the Empire. I like the orcs. We'll absorb that and let Ganon decide what he wants to do. What have we got? This is my, like, kind of random stack that's off by themselves. It was exploring to look for a path for that builder to go up. They can, I think, continue on up this way. I see the borders of a new city. That means more potential friends. Or enemies. Oh wait, maybe those are enemies. Well, in that case, I'm just going to go take them out. Alright, my builder is done. This guy was basically created to make roads for my feathered serpents, which is exactly what he's going to do. That guy's on auto move, so he'll queue to move on the next turn. Those everyone in that city can stay put until the Druid's army catches up. What is... This is the guy I dropped from the Warlord's army. He got replaced by the Tigran. So I think I'll just send him to the front line. I'll just start massing units in preparation for the war with the Dreadnought. And this guy is apparently on manual move. That's fine. That guy's done digging. These guys were here to support the Firstborn, who can't quite go in there yet, who desperately need healers. Holy crap, they need healers. These two were just watching to see if anything came from that direction. What about this dragon dwelling? In one turn, I can ask them to be a vassal. Okay, cool. Okay, they can't get the guy I have on the lava. And how about these guys themselves? I think they could join my empire too. Aspersen. In fact, these guys as well. I have a lot of them. What about this city up here? Oh, that's Dreadnought. Okay. So, you guys... You know what? I could, like, absorb all these cities. What kind of production does this one have? This could use a bit more. I think I'm going to want glyphs of warding here. You know what I'm going to have these guys do? Is while they're waiting to heal, I'm going to actually have them go this way and clear... Oh, there's treasure right there. I didn't even notice that until just now. I'm going to have them go over here and clear some of this, so that this orc city can upgrade faster. We'll do the Builder's Hall first, and the storehouse, a standard build for that one. But yeah, they can join my empire. These guys can join my empire. So many new friends coming in. And this should boost race governance with everybody kind of as I'm going. They've got 90. Yeah, Builder's Hall would be useful here. And we'll get the storehouse as well. Also, I feel like glyphs of warding could be handy on both of these cities. But it might not make much of a difference, because I have powerful enough armies. Well, Zari's not going this way, but like I've got other units here, like all these guys, that can help clear everything in this area. The only problem is the lack of healing. I think I might actually just summon an Archangel down here with this group. Like these guys are not healing fast enough, and I can't get Feathered Serpents to them anytime soon. So I think I will add a couple Archangels to their rosters. Maybe split them in two, put one Archangel with each, and then add maybe 2 of the Tigran Apprentices to each, something like that. There's the absolute mess that is my Necromancer's army over here. they are going to, I think, go straight west and become cannon fodder, I'm afraid. I just don't care. Like, yeah, they're undead and they can't heal without the guy, but, like, it's getting to a point where I just don't care. So, yeah, sorry, guys. But you are all on your... Well, the only one I kind of care about is that spider baby, but he's not even close to evolving yet, so... They're going to the front lines, as is the orc there. The ones that might stick around with the Necro would be the Manicore Riders, but I think those are halfling Manicores, yeah. Nope, front lines with you. If you're a halfling, you're the front lines. Actually, you should really be on the front lines because you're a halfling scout. So, I'm gonna set a rally point for these guys. You know what, where was I sending that big army that was moving through the underground, that passed through Gargar? Where were those guys going? Probably somewhere near a cave entrance that I think was over here. Or maybe into this area. I don't know, just like go there, I guess, figure it out. I don't want to micromanage them anymore. The Necros army has just been kind of a mess for too long. You, though, I think I'm going to try to have you take a bit more of a organized path, because I do need scouting on the front line, so I think I'm going to move that guy manually. We're at confirm army movement, so I think that means I can hit and turn after I quick save. It takes such a long time to even save the game now. So much crap on the map. Alright, I'm going to end turn. And it'll move through all that stuff. I'll just sit here and mash right click for a while. So many units. Who has move points left after automatic movement? Oh, this guy does. Okay, great. Where were you going? Because that's already a goblin outpost. I feel like I was sending this guy... Maybe he was going to go up there? Is this a... This is a goblin settler. I think the dwarf one... You know, I'm pretty sure this goblin settler was going to go up there, so... I'll do that. We'll give him that. Then you can run through it on the next turn. This. If that's going to be a goblin city, then what I should do is terraform the tiles immediately adjacent to it to wetlands, because you can't do that on the tiles immediately adjacent to a city after building a city. So we'll do that. All right, and then I think that is actually the end of my turn. So we'll do another quick save, pop back above ground, and let it start cycling through. So Sir Bob is moving, and I think the druid, or Sir Bob the Vigilant, which is the enemy druid, I think he's the only one who I have not seen literally any of his units. Unless maybe he had something on the water? Maybe I ran into him on that big body of water in the middle of the map. Not that one, this one. Wait, no, not that one. It was this one. I feel like maybe I ran into some of his units out here in this water at one point. But aside from that, I've seen literally nothing out of him, so I can't imagine he's having a very good game. The ones to keep an eye on is definitely, I think, the Dreadnought and Mogwai, I think. The Sorcerer, possibly, but I haven't seen much out of him either, so I'm not really expecting much from the Sorcerer. I am curious to see where this army moves, though. I'll have to wait and see if they ever actually take that watchtower. Alright, Sorcerer is moving. But I guess the 3 that are in this area are all the last 3 to move. I don't know where the Sorcerer even has stuff right now. So I don't think I found any of his cities. Wait, no, there I did find one. He's down here in the corner. Sloppy Hicks, but it's not his capital. I just know he's down here somewhere in the southwest, most likely. My guess is the druid's behind the Theocrat, crammed into the corner up there. So it's just a matter of... Well, I don't know. I guess the druid could be... I guess it's possible the druid could be crammed down here in the southwest, maybe below the sorcerer. That might make more sense than putting him behind Ganon, because Soror was Ganon's capital, and that would put them really close. Even on an extra large map, that would still be really, really close. So maybe the druid is down, like, near the Draconian sorcerer guy. Oh man, his turn is taking a long time, though. Maybe he's got more units than I thought. Alright, mostly I'm interested to see what Tomuk does with this army, which includes... not a lot, but there's a Juggernaut there. He's casting spells somewhere. That was down in this area. Are you going to actually do anything with those units, or are they just going to sit here and continue to stare down the tower? I wonder if maybe the AI can't decide which one of them deserves to take the tower. Oh, there's more units that just... Oh, there's a lot of Juggernauts right there that are moving to the east. Which puts them kind of close to where the Druid stuff is. You know, now that I think of it, the Druid's going to end up being on the front lines with these guys, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because the Druids can learn Rot, but probably having some fire is... Oh, the Druid does have some good fire protection. Okay, good. Fire protection combined with regrowth will actually make her, and high defense and resistance, should make her pretty useful against the armies of big machines. I do want to check and see, does she have... She has not yet gotten Rot, I don't think. Oh, Rust Strike. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking of. It's Rust Strike, and yeah, that's... Rot's a water spell. Rust Strike is Druid. So, yeah. Well, and she's also got Beast Horde too, which really makes any battle pretty easy. The main invasion at Soror, where is that? Ah. Hopefully, is that Ganon coming back to... No, that was actually just this guy running around. I don't intend to really move Iggy's army much right now. The only thing that does concern me is what if Ganon sends stuff out of this city and just goes straight after Hard Thistle. If he did that, I would have to fall back. Fortunately, I do have a road that I can fall back along, and I can get back to Hard Thistle pretty fast. But I'm really hoping he puts the focus on getting his capital back. I would really rather him do that than try to cut off Iggy's army here. Mogwai won a battle somewhere, captured something. Probably my watchtower. Yep, he finally took it. Now I don't remember where it was. It was there, and he took it and he raised it. You could have just kept it, man. Like, you didn't have to break it. Maybe he was doing a quest for the Giants or something. I don't know. Maybe they were complaining about it blocking their view or whatever. Which would be odd for Giants, I think, because they're so tall. You'd think they could almost see over it. But yeah, Iggy finally got that tower, so good for him. Congratulations. Then he burned it to the ground. But it doesn't matter because I have something a lot better than a tower that's been flying around back here exploring everything. And that would be this eagle. Who... Let's see, I'm gonna probably try to get down and explore some of the sorcerer's territory with, I think. I just really wish I could pinpoint the location of some more of their capitals. They've been very difficult to find. Oh, that horse is dead. And that's okay. I don't care that much. Well, maybe I... Wait, is this the one I think it is? That horse sailed across, it came up through... Yeah, it's kind of near the Dreadnought. Actually, I kind of think I want to save this horse. If I can. I'm going to try to save this horse because I actually thought the Dreadnought would kill it, but he didn't. So... And I could safeguard it. I just need to make sure I stay out of their range. Which, I think I am. They can shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. They can move 1, 2, 3, 4. Why are they so slow? I don't know. I need the grid for this. To be out of range, I would need to be here. They each move 3 spaces, so I move 3. No, I think I need to move 4. I might actually not even need to safeguard. They're being really slow with how they move towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he needs to go 1 more down like this. Okay, now is the point where the horse is trapped, but all I have to do now is safeguard it. And the battle ends. Okay. So I get to keep that scout for now. You can't catch me. I'm sure the horse will run into something else, but I would really prefer to keep him alive just in case the Dreadnought's capital is underground somewhere. Aw, Ganon surrendered. Aw, poor guy. Let me turn that grid off before I forget. Poor Ganon. Aw, look at him. Down on his knees, begging me for mercy. You know what? No. Fight me, coward. Come get your city back. I don't accept surrender. I only accept death. Alright. We'll do a save there after we've cycled through the next turn, which took like 10 minutes to do. Item has arrived. That is replacing Artica's melee item for one that's quite a bit better. I'm going to sell that one. It also gives her Inflict Frostbite on both her melee and range attacks, which is pretty fancy. That includes Fairy Fire now. So, that's pretty cool. Summon Wisp is ready to cast. That is... Where was I going to put that? I remember I had a specific idea for where I wanted that to go. I think it was going to be up here to get this. But I have the elves in this area now who, well, they can't quite get it on this turn. You know what? I want a Wisp here anyway, because I should be scouting... Oh, there's some druid units. Alright, yeah, I did run into some of them before, because I remember fighting a shaman. But yeah, they're headed over this way. I'm gonna grab this. And, do I want the warg or do I want the money? I'll take that warg. It's just another scout I can run off in some random direction. Like in this case, probably down this way. And then I want to get the wisp. I would actually, you know what, I'm going to get the wisp those haste berries so that the enemy can't have them. And who did I see over here? Units on the way in. Okay. I want to get the wisp into the water on the other side, but I don't think I can do that safely right now. Especially not with the druid having stuff moving through there. So maybe for now this wisp can go north and see if I can find anything interesting up here. There's another independent city. Okay. You know when you're ready to talk. Wonder why those guys aren't under the enemy control yet. Well, cool, I guess. I'll leave that wisp there for now. So now I know there's some units coming in, and I probably need to be prepared for that. We'll get these elves on those walls. And we've got the observatory being constructed. I want to swap that for stone walls, I think. Because this is going to be a hold the base kind of city. And then we've got all these units. Just a whole mess of guys. And let's see, the phalanxes can't quite reach those haste berries, but the manicore riders could. So I'm gonna split up a group here. Whoever can make it to those haste berries gets to go. Which is gonna be just those guys, I guess. Because I need backup out there, like, immediately, so... Let's see, how do I want to split all these people up? Okay, first things first, like, you guys can go get the haste berries and just get to the front line ASAP. I'm gonna send them up this way. And then I've got all these other units which are sort of piling up around this city. The Feathered Serpent, that one I need to go underground. He's got jobs for healing guys down here, so he needs to actually go that way. But I'll leave him there for now. Can't forget why I was sending Feathered Serpents out here in the first place. The Matriarch, I want to go straight west. And as I should probably do with anyone kind of in this general area, I'll start taking them over and micromanaging them. But for the most part, I need them all to just keep going to the west. We'll let this guy grab that so he can catch up a little bit. So I want a big swarm of units getting to those cities like right now. Now that I actually own them, I think the computers may target them directly. Garen, on the other hand, has his own mission. We'll let him continue with that. I'll be able to clear that, and also I could, on the way through, get some extra casting points, which will be kind of nice. So he'll be able to take care of that on the next turn. We'll leave him there for now. Alliance proposals can be discussed. Yes, please become a vassal. I would be honored. Actually, I used to own this city, so I actually think I sort of deserve it. We'll say, let me know when you're ready to talk. Race governance leveled up with the dwarves. Pool of Firstborn generates 20 more production, or... Oh, I'm getting the Dwarf Champion military one for sure. That'll be really fun once I mix Dwarven units. Does it? Okay, so this one is very confusingly worded. All Dwarf Firstborn get the Ancient Ancestor ability, giving all adjacent units plus 300 morale and deal an additional plus 2 fire damage. I'm thinking the plus 2 fire damage only applies to the Firstborn, not adjacent units. The adjacent units get the morale buff. In any case, that's a really nice upgrade, and I want it, so fine now. Okay, and I am now at the point of being able to make Dwarf Forge Priests. And these guys, I'm gonna send a group down here now. Okay. To to start meeting up with the Forge Priests. I would like to have an army of half Forge Priests, half Firstborn. That would be really good healers and range and stuns and all sorts of good stuff for me. Horus got the stone wall. And is there anything else this city needs? I'm gonna need the Library of the Dark Arts. Oh wait, no, we're still working towards Grand Palace in this one, which the sooner I can get it, the better, because it's gonna give me that Sphinx Temple in my territory. Although the city's gonna grow in 3 turns as well. How much happiness do they have? They've got enough that I should really be hurrying production on like everything. In case of free building, I'll put the Library of the Dark Arts back in there, but I think I'm going to get the Grand Palace on the next turn in that city. Alliance proposal with the dragons? Absolutely, I will take that. These guys are going to be on their own for a little bit, but I think by the time that they are ready to talk, I may be able to absorb them. Although, with them being on the front, you know, I kind of like the spot they're in, though. They're sort of in the way of a lot of enemies. I already have 3 other dragon cities. I don't know. I'll decide what I want to do with them when the time comes, I guess. Let's see. Zari's army can take point here. You know what? Let's just do some stuff with Zari's army here. I think we can start by autoing this. Okay, and then... Oh, so close, but I won't quite be able to get there. I'm gonna see if I can slip this guy past and go this direction with him, while Zari's army comes crashing right down the middle of everything. Maybe... No, they're not gonna be able to make it there quite on this turn, but that's okay. I think what I'm gonna do is go clear that monster den first, because that, I don't know if it's, I don't like it being that close to that city. I don't think it's in range to actually hurt them, but I'm just gonna make sure. Also, I kind of want to clear this, but if I do, I'm just giving the Dreadnought 10 more gold. But then on the other hand, if I clear it now, I don't have to go out of my way to come back for it later. So, I guess I'll just clear it. The Eldritch Horror has enough extra movement. We're going to No Mercy this one, because I like XP. And I guess I still get the 44. I actually still get more gold anyway, because I get the 44 for clearing it that he doesn't. I wonder if I would be faster. No, they're all flyers. The only one that floats in this army is the Eldritch Horror. The only one that benefits from the roads. Okay. So on the next turn, Zari's army will take care of that, then turn around and take the city. And Arctica will be taking a city nearby above ground before long too. Zari leveled up again. Let's see what we can get for her. Already at 80 hit points. She's looking pretty good. I think I was kind of just doing chant or casting points for her. But I don't know, I might throw on Monster Slayer just for fun. It won't do much good against the Dreadnought, but maybe against the Warlord that would be cool. Healing Aura she really doesn't need with all the healing that's in that army. You know what, let's just throw Monster Slayer on for the fun of it, and then from there on out I'll probably just do base stats. Actually, no, I think base stats are better. I'll give her some more resistance and maybe some more defense on the next level. I'm just gonna make her even tankier. Alright, Neb 2 has grown into a town, and we got an observatory that can come next. I did get this in the city's borders, which was a change of plan. Originally that was going to go to Neb 2, but I decided to put it there for shipbuilding purposes. Observatory here, I think, would probably make sense. Yeah. In fact, I would rather have that next than the shrine. And now that that's installed, I can make the Flow Rock Citadel here, which is why I wanted that, or part of the reason why I wanted that. And then after that, I can start making some galleon warships in one turn each. And then I will have just a navy to kind of keep an eye on the water here and catch anything that tries to fly through, which will be handy. And I'll probably make 6 ships and split them up into 2 groups of 3 is what I think I'll do. And we can cover a pretty big area that way. Should I bring the ferries into my empire? I don't... The problem is I'm never going to do anything with them. I'm just going to leave them as a vassal. Like, nothing's going to threaten them down here, but, like, also, I don't think I'm going to do anything with them. Oh, whoops. Guess I'm building a fort here, guys. That was a heck of a misclick. Alright. I'm gonna probably demolish that on the next turn, because if I was gonna build a fort here anywhere, I'd have put it in that choke point. I meant to unselect and redirect where I was gonna build the road, but instead I just went and built a fort in a random spot. Cool. Awesome. Got some new armor for my Necro here. That's physical protection. That's good stuff. Makes him a lot more effective. You know what? I want him to have that Spirit Ray somewhere in his arsenal there. In fact, I'll probably switch those up like that. No, I want the Sun Spear closer to the front, so I actually remember to use it. If it's even close enough to matter. Forest produce that. Great Temple is next. Library, okay. We're good on Horus. He's got a Spirit Ray, so that's great. This city is within the borders of what I consider to be my territory, so it's time for you to join my empire, and we'll start upgrading these guys too. And just continue that glorious Grand Palace spam, which is really paying off. Masters Guild, and that'll get me to 150, which will open up a lot of other stuff. In fact, you guys, you're not, okay, never mind, you're not, like, super happy. Alright, fine. We'll get the Masters Guild in 2 turns, and then the storehouse. I'll queue an observatory after that, but I'll probably shift it to, like, the hospital line of buildings. Burrow of Fire is what this one's working on. And I don't want to hurry production here. I want to keep the dragons happy. You know, before I forget, while I'm digging stuff, where's that dwarf that got pulled in with everybody else? There you are. Sorry about that, bud. Please continue what you were doing. Okay, longbowman, that's fine. These guys collected a bunch of mana. Good. What is this city? Oh, that's a brand new one that I just made. Okay, yeah, they'll be doing their own thing for a while. Praise the Leader Festival. Only a measly 90 gold. Come on, peasants. Cough it up. Alright, Flow Rock Citadel's next here. Okay, we already know what that city's doing. We've already cycled through some of these. Public baths. Alright, I need something out here to come after this. This city could really use some people to clear stuff around it. Probably should have done that with the this army while they were in the area. I don't actually know why I didn't. Alright, well, I'm going to throw a Masters Guild in here. And I might have them turn around to go help that city out, because like somebody needs to clear that Sphinx temple. It may as well be them. Plus, I do kind of have like this guy following up from behind. Yeah, I'm sending them back to help clear stuff. I just missed stuff down there for some reason. You, though, you can go to that cave entrance. That's where he was going. Okay, Ossiet's got plenty, it does have glyphs of warding on it. Okay, yeah, that's right. It's working on those guys there. Another Grand Palace is done, which is great. We can do then the Sorcerer's Conflux. Might throw in some walls, I don't know. At least the Sorcerer's Conflux. And the Mana Vault, I would say. Hospital is done there. Great Temple is queued. That means another Grand Palace is coming soon here. This city is also going to make the human priests. So I want the Blood Altar. I'm going to want the Magic Academy. Just all that kind of stuff. But once that's done, honestly, you know, I'll put the Magic Academy in because it takes more to produce. But once that's done, I'm going to do the Grand Palace next before diving into all that stuff. Okay, they've been released as a vassal. That's great. Ice Queen should have orders as to where to go. That city's on infinite magic. Okay, Wooden Wall is next in queue here, and great. The Druid is now showing up. I'm gonna change that. Yeah, we'll leave it. Okay, we'll leave that as Wooden Wall. Here comes the Druid. Okay. Yeah, I got a feeling this place is gonna get real crazy real fast. There's a lot of units converging in the same area. Might actually want to consider summoning some stuff down here. I'm going to let this army keep their current setup with the exception of... Let's see, that's probably all elf units too. No, that's Draconians. They're going to be vulnerable to ice. And I don't think Draconian shamans... Oh, they do have fire bolts. Okay, they have both fire and poison bolts. Might keep the Ice Scaper in there, because he may be more likely to freeze them. I'm going to put this Tiger and Shredder back up there, and I think I'm going to summon an Archangel down here with these guys. Or maybe, actually down here, maybe an Eldritch Horror. Might be more fun. I'm trying to find a spot where this guy, I'm going to stick him here so he can start moving up towards the top city. I'll move these guys down here to defend this city. Check that off. I'm going to cast, summon Eldritch Horror to give these guys something to think about before they come walking in here and try to take this. Actually, really should probably get Spiritual Freedom on both of the... Oh, you know what? I should have done that first. Get Spiritual Freedom on both of these cities. Because I got a feeling I'll need to summon units out here. Still got 267 casting points left. I already know I want an Archangel down here with these guys, which probably also means I'm probably going to want 2 down here. So I'll go ahead and throw another Spiritual Freedom. Yeah. And cast the spell to get the Archangels. It really bugs me that I didn't do Spiritual Freedom first on that other above ground city before summoning that Eldritch Horror. Yeah, let's get you down here. And please go stand with these dwarves and heal them, because they are... The fact that they can't stay alive is really slowing me down. I'm gonna drop the one that's at full health, move the rest of you there, and... I don't know. Like, these guys can just stay there, I guess. I'm gonna send this group up here. In fact, we'll have them do a little bit of fighting. I'll bring these guys along. That's fine. This guy can just sit in that city for a few turns. Basically, I just want to use this as an opportunity to heal some stuff. I'm really lazy, so I kind of don't want to do this, but if the knights charge the apprentices, they might kill some of them, so I'll actually do this battle manually. I find it better to use like single stacks for auto combat rather than splitting people up. Alright, who's the most injured? That would be you. Come here, Steve. Get some medicine. Look at all the sparkly effects on my units. They're all so shiny. Oh, they're coming in. It's not going to end well for them. I have so many opportunities to stun them. Something's got to work. Well, it's not. I'm gonna move you through here just in case this doesn't work. There. Finally. And then I just want to get Firstborn generally in the way of everything. So, like, put you here on defense. I could put you here on defense. You can go here on defense. And the injured guys can kind of just stay in the back and hang out. Alright, come at me. Nice job, guys. Can the angel heal again yet? Yes, you can. Alright, let's get healing. One more healing on poor Steve there, or maybe that one's Dave. Okay. Sorcerers are so crazy good, like... I feel like the sorcerer is the turtle class of this game, where if you just let them get going, they become almost unstoppable. Let's just finish him off, and literally anyone who can move, go hit that guy. Did anyone attack the Archangel during the course? Nope, they did not. That was a glorious clubbing. Alright, Spear the Jungle Dweller. Don't really care. Sell for gold. Okay, they got a good bit of healing out of that. Let's make sure we keep that Archangel with them. Move them out here, maybe. This should be another easy battle. I could probably use it to cheese more health for these guys than they would actually lose. So, the only problem is I'm at a slight disadvantage here because these guys do not deal fire damage, whereas I do, and we're both resistant to it. But I think I'd still be okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Probable victory, I think I'll be okay. I think I can hopefully leave this battle with more health than I came in with. Especially since they were kind enough to not charge me, which is going to give me time to goof around and heal. Because then I can just wait. Which one of these guys? They both could use the health equally. Okay. Alright, then I'm going to move up, and we just need to make sure these guys can't fly over the line and stab the angel in the back. It's round 4, so I've still got a round to do damage if I need to. I think some sort of spread kind of like this would work. I'm going to put this guy here and then use the angel to heal this one. Hopefully that gets their attention. Okay, now I might need to be more aggressive with the angel, which is okay. She's got resurgence. It's just the goal is to not take damage here. Okay, they'll definitely do something on this turn, though. And for the rest, I think charging in is best because the chargers have the charge ability, and I don't want to be charged. I think I just used the word. Dang it, I forgot. That was actually on me. Well, that's okay. It was on me to actually hit something with the Archangel there. That's okay, though, because, like, sure, like, a battle ended in a draw or I retreated or whatever, but also, well, did my units take a morale? That wasn't really worth it, because I think all my units globally... Well, no, I think it may just be that stack. Yeah, it's just that stack. The other stacks don't care. So yeah, honestly, like, that's fine, because I still got more healing out of it. So, worth it, I guess. Those guys really did need the healing. Alright, I've already used a lot of my points on this round. I need to remember going into the next turn that that I need a lot of extra casting points for the True Resurrects in a Ziggurat fight. Lots of stuff going on. Wooden wall here. I think I can change this. No, maybe I was actually just wanted to put a wooden wall here. Yeah, I think that was more of just like a general safety thing. I probably want to put those in a lot of cities, even though I'm not going to take the time to do it, most likely. Just make sure this stuff always has another building queued up behind whatever's finishing. I'm not going to stop and do the math on all of these at this point. I'm just, like, clicking through things. Because there's just so many cities that I'm upgrading right now. Alright, this dragon dwelling is now under my control. I'm going to... Let's see, what was I producing elsewhere? I don't know. I think I started with the Burrow of Frost initially, switched some to fire, and then I got one I know that was going to make gold in the back. I'll make this one another fire dragon place, I think. I'm going to have a lot of gold dragons just from the Ziggurats. Oh yeah, I forgot, I got all those snakes too. Okay. It's the only context in which I will ever say it's nice to have snakes, because I don't really like snakes very much. But in Age of Wonders, they're pretty good. Oh yeah, I was going to true res that Shadow Stalker. You know what? We'll do this in the next episode, because I think it's time to wrap this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Like I said, I think most likely the plan for this week is for me to do 4 episodes. I will probably space them out. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but they probably won't be all consecutively because I do plan to be gone next weekend. So I'll be kind of like spacing them out over the next 2 weeks, basically. I'm gonna say at least 4 episodes, maybe a fifth one if I'm feeling good, but most likely probably 4, especially since I can barely talk right now because my nose is all plugged up. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the series, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Blitz, Braden, Dawson Horner, Jimbro, Sarah Feingold, Spango Fan, and Tarsak. Thanks so much, everybody.